Yo, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video with your host Kenkukun, and today we got part 2 of Javelin. Now, normally I would have clips saved, but I wasn't on my account, so I don't have any clips saved to show. The only things I want to talk about here are probably places you don't want to die, and I think I'm going to throw in a little bit of rotation. So places you don't want to die, that one I wish I had clips on the rotation, and places you got to be careful of supers. So of course, another weekend, another round of a lot of chaos reaches. You probably see one once a game. With that being said, let's start with places you probably don't want to die. So obviously anywhere in the open, right? Let's say if you're holding the spawn area, you get yourselves trapped down here. Remember, the spawns aren't built like they were in D1. The spawn's probably easier to hold than the others, but I mean, that's, who knows? Like, if I wanted to hold off, like if I wanted to block this place, right? If I wanted to lock this place down, I could stand as far as up here. I'm very far from my teammates. Grenades could kill me, right? I would be, I could also try here. Grenades, could push me off. A good team shot could kill me, right? If I get weak upon making someone else weak. I could try and hold it from back here. Now they could get to that box right there and have a bigger playing field against me. But I'm also exposed at the right door. So if someone's watching the right door, right, and these are things you have to think about. This is why good setups are important. Back in D1, when I did play spawns, when we were out of options and we played spawn because we didn't know what to do, we made numerous comebacks on games. But we had to die a lot first before we figured out that, hey, hey guys, I'm on the left and I get shot from the door. It's like, yo, whoever's watching that right side door, you gotta pick a better spot to watch it because I'm getting shot, right? So if you're saying you're watching the door from here and an enemy pulls a move like this, right? Let's say they try and get real sneaky and you don't see them, like you blink, you don't see them come all the way over here and start shooting me. I think that's the corner. Yeah, like, it's like, oh no, wow, that stability is wild. It's like, oh no, whatever am I gonna do? I'm like, hey man, you gotta find a better spot. And it's like, all right, cool. So Ken doesn't get shot from there. I need to stand here. Granted, gotta watch for grenades. If a grenade hits you, you gotta be able to move to cover, right? So when you're moving, whatever object is between you and what's shooting at you or attacking you, keep that between you as much as possible. And then the guy in the middle, I always recommend never to share cover with your teammate if it's, super small. So they're going to have to be like here, right around here. And they're exposed to the right, but that's covered. The left is covered. And then you're listening for callouts. But you want to, again, you don't want to die in the open. You don't want to be, all right, I'm watching the right door and now you're being shot from the middle or, even worse from the left, right? So careful when you're holding your ground, so you're not dying in the open. So some of the most notable places to not die, you wouldn't really want to die up on top of anything, right? And there's only a couple of places. If you guys go to B and you're fighting at B, or you go alone to B, if you die up here, it's harder to get your revive. Now, if you're at the edge of whatever you die on top, someone can always go under you, grab the revive from cover, right? You're still exposed, but at least they can get a revive off and maybe make a play, make a 1v1, a 2v1. I wouldn't recommend, dying up here. A lot of people like to jump up here. I do it. I die up here. It's understandable, but be very careful. Be sure when you jump. There's a lot of times where I will lead with a grenade and then jump up. Man, that ability is wild. I may have to try this gun. This box right here too, like, don't die in places where it's going to be really tough, even for a Titan shield to come get you. If you come out of the spawn, dying right here is pretty dangerous. So be careful. And outside, it's a big one. Outside is outside in the open. There's a lot of open. Like, you got to use a lot of cover. If you're the only one on this side of the map and you're using this for cover, to have cover from heavy, you have to be on this side. So you're exposed to all of that. And for your teammates to stop you from being shot, like, anyone that comes out like this has to be challenged, right? So someone practically has to be here ready to, kill, or they have to be here, and now they're exposing themselves to, multiple lanes as well. So pay attention to when the enemy is using their bullets. I know that sounds silly. When you see enemy bullets shooting out of a doorway in a direction, like maybe take a look. Hey, what are you shooting at? Huh? What are you doing? You know, like shoot them back, right? Because they're probably shooting at your teammate. No one, there's other than like sweet business users, which we ran into yesterday, and some other nonsense. There's not too many people are just out here shooting guns. Like they either hate you and they're shooting your corpse, or you know, if they're shooting in a direction and nobody's dead, they're shooting at someone probably. You know, so you might want to shoot them back while they're wasting their bullets. All right, now let's cover quickly. Let's cover rotations, and this is really easy. So when you're rotating, you usually want 2 people going forward and 1 person watching backwards. All right, so if my team was rotating from the right, let's say we spawn up at C and we come outside. All right. And I'm like, hey, we need to rotate away from this team. We're close to supers, right? We don't need to die to their guns. They're just running us over. We need to slow that down. So 2 people go forward, and we're not just full sprinting. We stop, you know, if we get a pick, we get a pick, but we don't stop for long. Especially if the closer to our supers, the less we stop, so we don't get pinched. But if we do get pinched, we have 2 people focused on the front and 1 at the back. And then it's it's an important call out whether, hey, there's only 1 behind us and then the 2 at the front turn around and come back for the fight, or it's, hey, there's only 1 in front of us and the guy from behind, they just keep backpedaling. This is where awareness comes into play of the map. This helps you move. You know, if I was to cover the outside, I would be doing something like this. Oh, okay, the enemy's at C, boom, you know. By the time they're at C, someone's probably already coming out to B. So I'm going to tell my team, hey, you need to go now. As soon as they get in front of me, I'm backing away, right? If the enemy has snipers, I'm not going to jump. I'm going to, make apparently a horrible slide up the stairs. And I'm going to slide. I'm going to run. I'm going to keep going. And when I say watch the back, it doesn't mean you have to fight, right? You can take shots. You can peek at people. Use places that they're not expecting. Careful, because they could, you're only exposing your head when you're shooting through stuff like that. And be ready to move. Other than that, Chaos Reach. Chaos Reach is probably going to be the most aggressive thing, and we're going to wrap this up here within the next minute. Chaos Reach is the most aggressive super in the game most of the time. So don't come out the spawn and someone say, hey, man, Chaos Reach is on its way, or we all clearly see Chaos Reach is on the team, and this is your play. All right. And then he chaoses, and you're wondering why you died. Because you're kind of exposed, man. Like, you got to be, like, the stairwell is dangerous. You can be crouched on the stairwell, but you got to be, like Hong Kong Phooey and get out, man. Like, you gotta go. All right, you gotta be ready. So, and this side, when you're holding angles, it's like, oh, I take cover from here. If I move right, I'm exposed. If I move left, I'm exposed. Anything that comes over there, I'm exposed to. So inside doorways, like, it's very hard to be in cover from some of these areas. So you got to keep that in mind. So what I want to say on supers is, guys, don't get caught in the open. If someone needs to die, if someone needs a beta super, the person that used their super the most recent probably needs to go, so everyone else can build their supers, right, and do their best to bait them. And that's all I really want to talk about. Don't try, try not to die in bad places. Rotate efficiently, right? Figure out if you need 2 people rotating forward and 1 person watching the back, or vice versa. And that's going to come with a lot. That's going to come with a lot of skill and a lot of practices. Being able to rotate efficiently as a team. And when you're playing trials and you are getting help from other people, or you're playing with a bunch of different people that help you help others, getting that synergy down is very difficult. Like I said, the most efficient it was, I played with a guy back in D1 for a long time. We played every weekend, all weekend practically. So we had a lot of time and experience to build up on this stuff. So what I'm trying to get you guys, and again, I apologize, no clips this time. We will get clips, where I can, when I can. So you just kind of got to take my word on some of these things. But yeah, I'm trying to impart, all of the knowledge and experience I have to you guys in a very short amount of time, in a very condensed fashion, which is, the YouTube videos. Other than that, good luck. It's been a tough weekend, but plenty of people will still be able to make it to the lighthouse. A lot of people come close to the lighthouse. It could be you next. You never know when Saint 14 is going to greet you. We'll see you all next time. Later, later.